giving you a in-depth guide in this new Fireball Thrower army. I'm going to show you like four different attacks, and we'll go through every step of the way on how I approach a base and what you should be looking out for. Starting with like a box base with a centralized town hall. There's a couple rules for this army. First, with the Fireball, you actually want to get like a lot of value, like a lot of damage out of the base. If possible, you want to get the core down if there's quite a lot of things in there, but at this moment there's only one monolith in there, so it's not worth. And if I look at where the most dangerous area of the base is, it's going to be with one of those one of those rage towers. So what we're going to do is we're going to send the warden from the top here to take down one of the rage tower compartments if we can. Um, Couple things. You have two furnaces with this army. I'll link it down below. You want to use one on each side of the warden. It just speeds up the process of your warden walk and prevents you from time failing. Because this army you can actually time fail with. Um, Ideally, you don't want to spend more than 45 to 50 seconds on your warden. Um, and here I saw one Tesla pop up, and I'm like, okay, I don't want my fireball to go in a random direction. So I use some rocket balloons here. After this wizard tower will go down, I know that there's going to be so much damage on my warden with these two defenses firing at it. So at that point, I make a decision. I'm like, okay, I'm going to use the ice block spell, and I'm just going to go for my fireball because you will see it as well. Like, look, the warden's taking all of a sudden so much damage. I'm like, okay, I need to save him. Invis, and fireball. We take down most of the Rage Tower, but more importantly, we got a very clear funnel for all of our throwers. So we add them in, always add one Ice Golem for tanking. And the king on this army you also want to enter into the core. So next step of the army. You've done your fireball, you've pulled the warden with all of your throwers. The next thing is that you want the queen on the outside and the king and everything else on the inside. So you want the queen to create like an inner path for your throwers. So the throwers are supposed to walk like this right here. And you have a jump spell, so maybe a nice jump spell placement would be around this area. You've got the giant arrow on the queen, so you'll see what I do here. I will just get rid of some of these trash buildings with the ability, so that now I've created a very clear funnel for all of my um, main army to go in. And then I use the siege barracks with the queen on the outside to provide her with a bit more tanking so she can actually make it further into the base. And only just now is when I drop the king. And now I also noticed that the long shot is starting firing at my troops. At that point, you just want to distract that long shot, because when that fires onto your throwers, it will kill your warden, and when it kills your warden, it's no fun. I've had that happen a couple times, and then you just lose your attack straight away, sadly. Um, so King ability when he's in a nice spot in this place in the core was very nice. And then you add the Royal Champion on one of the sides where you're not really focusing on. So that was the top side in this case. And sometimes after the Earthquake boots, the king will split from the main army, or your throwers will split. That's when you can use any of the last remaining invisibility spells that you maybe did not use for the fireball setup. But as you can see here, we're moving okay. We've got quite a lot of throwers alive. Warden's getting healed back up, and we've got like this bottom, like couple of trash troops, getting rid of the rest for me. So actually, this will be a 3-star, obviously. The only annoying thing is if there's no open walls, the throwers are pretty slow at opening the wall, so that's something to really plan for with your king ability to try and ensure that the king opens as many walls as possible for you so that your throws are not stuck on them. So we can see here it's going to be a 3-star. It was a decent fireball and just a very good follow-up. So I'll show you guys the next attack again in depth, so you can copy this strategy. All right, and we're in with the next base. Now, the first part of my plan again is spotting a very nice fireball value. At first, I was looking at some of these spell towers, but then I was like, hang on a second. The Revenge Tower does so much damage, the Monolith does so much damage, and I can also get rid of a spell tower if I just land my fireball on this builder hut. I'll get rid of the Hero Bell as well. So that's what I opted for on this attack. And then you always want to enter behind one or both spitters if possible. So if we hit our fireball successfully like that, we will go like this way into the base with a jump spell around this area, because that gives us access to this whole compartment. And then from there, I think we will be very good looking. Um, so we'll add our warden at the bottom, and we'll add in our furnaces. Now I made a little mistake here actually. I've placed this furnace a little bit too close because the Super Wizard Tower will just trigger from my warden to the furnace. So that furnace on the right side will not get that much value. I didn't even think of this interaction. Um, Good that I think about it now, so that you don't make the same mistake. But we're moving, and I'm like, I want to get this fireball pretty quickly, because the monolith, I just don't want to deal with him. So I'm going to use the ice block spell now, I believe. Yeah, perfect. And now just look at my invis, one there, and then I'm going to be safe, and I use one on the sweeper as well. It's better to use an extra invisibility to be sure that your fireball lands than to do it any other way. So fireball, perfect. And now we pull our warden to the side where we want him to go to, which is behind the fire spitter. Um, Now I'm gonna add some wall breakers here on this area, just so that we can actually get to the place where I want to jump my throwers into. Um, and again, the siege barracks on the outside. You can also use a flame flinger if you've got like a very good area of attack. And again, you see I use a totem spell to distract the long shot, because the long shot just does so much damage to your army and can actually kill your warden. And that's the one thing that you need to avoid. Here I saw a good pathing for my throwers. If I pop my king, I knew that all of my throwers are going to be going this way. Queen's still very healthy. I noticed that this fire spit is very low, so I'll drop another totem spell on him. And I'm just looking at this point. Do I need my royal champion? Because so far I'm looking really solid. Um, and I actually swag my royal champion on this base. Um, just insane. We're looking so strong with this army. If you put the fireball at the right spot, um, this army will do some massive work for you. So Queen's still working. We've got some wizards, and the main army can just reach pretty much everything at this point. Like, we're looking super strong. Warden's still alive. Throwers are still alive. The only scary thing left on this base is this one multi-gear tower, but I think with all of these throwers alive that we don't even need to use the Royal Champion. So she's gonna stand on the bench, and this is gonna be a very good 3-star. So if you set this attack up right, get a good bit of value with your Warden, any base is really crushed. Like, look at this. We don't need a Royal Champion. I think we've got like all of our throwers alive still, and it's gonna be a very solid 3-star. Um, so I'll show you another attack and go again in depth of what my thinking is and how you should approach a different base style. All right. So next base is like a diamond style base, or like I don't, it's like a mix between a diamond and a box, but with centralized town hall. I first look again, is there a fireball value in the core? There's only the revenge towers there, so I'm like, not really. Then I look a little bit further and I see this builder hut. I'm like, that could be very nice value. But then I'm just looking at the issue of how much my warden is actually needing to get. So I think I opt for a fireball, just a simple one on the multi-inferno, um, just because that gets rid of this whole compartment for us, and then we can walk this way into this area over here with wall breaks, and then like a jump in this area. So we're gonna do that again. The furnace is on the outsides of the warden, just to make sure that he moves a little bit faster. And so far, we're looking really solid. There are some Teslas, so I just need to be careful with how I place my invisibilities, but I should be okay. So I think I will use the Ice Block spell regardless. Did I or did I not? Yeah, I think I did on this attack. Yeah, I'm gonna use the Ice Block spell now because Warden's losing some hit points. Invis, and just an easy fireball like that. Get rid of all of that damage. Very nice. And now I notice my warden will go the way I want him to, so I don't need, I can actually wait a little bit with pulling him like I do now, and then I miss my first wall break. Is what it is. Gonna go for it again, and queen is again on the outside, removing some trash buildings so that my king should walk inside with her main force, and I'm gonna use the siege barracks because that will tank a little bit more for my queen. And that is looking already pretty solid because the king should go inside now, and then we send another wall break. Now, again, we need to be careful about this long shot thing. We need to be using the totem spells on that. And I was a bit late with that. Actually, I should have started earlier even with the totem spells on the long shot, but we didn't. And now the king is taking quite some damage, so I use his ability. We get rid of the second poison tower as well. And now I'm looking at this stage of the attack. I'm like, okay, my queen is still fairly healthy, still got Pekka's there supporting her, so she's good on the top side. My throwers are going to be like around the middle area over here, getting rid of all of this. So I can actually start already with my royal champion at this bottom side to get rid of the monolith. So that's what I'll do in just a second. Um, because the queen doesn't need more support at this moment. And I'm just thinking what will be left standing, and that will be this area, because I want my throws to stay as much together on the inside as possible. So when my royal champion comes in, she just makes the path thing even more clear. And then we've got the siege barracks that opened up. There's two rocket loons and then three super minions. The rocket loons are just to soak up any traps so that my super minions will actually do the damage that we need them to. But this base is again crushed. We've still got two invisibilities that we're not going to need. Very good triple again. And we didn't even get the craziest value. We just set up a very nice pathing. And yeah, just like that, you get another 3 star. All right, this is the last attack I'm going to show you, just because I want to go more in depth about the attacks and not make your watch as long. I just opted for a couple less attacks this time, because I want to really make you understand the army, because I've been testing it out quite a bit, and I think this guide is all you will need to succeed. So again, this base is like a diamond style base, town was on one side, but I saw quite a decent core, which is going to be annoying to path to. So I was like, if I get my fireball on this, I will also get rid of the clan castle. And I think that's what I want to do. So in order to get there, I will need to start my warden from this 12 o'clock side and just make him get some of these defenses so that with the remaining invisibility spells, we can just get a nice fireball into the core. And then we should be looking pretty nice, if I do say so myself. So let's see how that plays out. Again, furnaces on either side of the warden, because that just helps it go so much quicker. We spotted some Teslas, so get rid of those. I think I'd drop another loon, yeah. Because we just want to make sure that our fireball will land, and if it costs one loon to save one invisibility spell, that's very much worth it. Now at this point I'm looking, do we need to add any spells? No, we're still good. We're still doing fine. We lower the poison tower, it doesn't really do much for us. And I think we're just gonna let the warden walk after we take down this expo. It's gonna be one, two, three invisibility spells, I believe, in order for us to get to the revenge tower. So let's see. We're gonna set up our warden's fireball now. One, two, and three. And now the fireball hits beautifully into the core, gets rid of the clan castle. Now we're gonna pull our warden, and I want my throws to go into this compartment here. And for that, I will need the queen, like get rid of some of the outside damage that we don't really, or like the trash buildings. And again, this guy is using the smasher for some reason. I definitely think the thrower is better, but still, like protecting him. And the king's going inside, nice wall break, and then we can have a very good jump spell in this area. Now, the only thing that I think with this specific attack I could have done a little bit better is give them access to this area as well, because the fire spitter will just do quite a bit of damage now. But it is what it is. I think we're still fine. I tried to wall break, but my queen unfortunately died. And at this point again, or sorry, the wall breaker died. At this point, I look at what's left of the base. There's just this area here. We've got a fire spitter, like all of the damage and all of my throwers will kind of walk this way around the base. Um, so in order to prevent time fills, I'm like, okay, I'll start my royal champion on the opposite side so that we work towards the same area. I still have my poison spell, because I didn't use that on the clan castle troops because we destroyed it. So just use it on the enemy minion prince, and we just use the royal champion from the top side to clear that complete area. We've still got all of our throwers alive. Our healers are doing good. Royal champion is now dying, but we've got the phoenix on her, so she will take care of the what's that called? The minion prince for us. And like this is going to be a very nice 3-star again. Um, Again, if you have a good fireball for the core, that's what you want to go to. If there's no good fireball value, you just want to look at the heaviest compartment so that you can still get a lot of damage removed from the base with your fireball. Let me know if you've got any questions in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.